Okay, so I just bought the season pass as well as Kefla to boot. Oh my god, I literally cannot go over enough how awesome she is to play. Like, oh my god, Kefla is amazing. I've waited a good amount of time for this women's release. I put more of my focus more so into Destiny 2 over more or most other activities, since I needed to do that anyways in Destiny. It was more of a boost towards wanting my task done over there. Did my boost, did all my grinding for the most part. Now I'm here, and I'm with Kefla in addition. It was totally worth the wait to be here with her in the gameplay, and now I can try her out and see what she can do. So far, I am loving a lot of the things she can do and a lot of the tools that she has to work with. This was worth the investment to buy her. This was totally worth it. I couldn't be happier. Now that I'm done and I got a lot of the stuff out of the way in order to get here, I can slowly settle into my extended operations here and what it is I'm going to do in my expansion project here for Dragon Ball FighterZ, my continued expansion project. Starting with slowly getting my personal rank up further from demon rank. I wanted to think very hard on this personal decision before going into it, because there's a specific point to how far I'm willing and wanting to delve into rank before I discontinue seeking any further online rank games, and I just stick to just playing casuals. Being at a higher rank than where I'm at now will allot me the chance of not only having better or more in-depth matches, but I'll also have more doors and opportunity open to me as players or selective groups can stop taking me so lightly at their own expense, or else stop putting me or my ideas down or disregarding them because I look weaker than I really am until you actually face me in a one-on-one, which is bullshit, but that's the way that it goes. A person gets really tired of assumptions like I'm a dime a dozen, and I get tired of feeling like I'm less than that to other people here when I'm wanting to be more open about myself. I got nothing I need to prove to people, but at the same time, people don't let shit be, and I always have to feel like I have to prove something. Again, it's the way that this shit has to be. The goal I aim to work towards is to reach Majin level. Where I currently am at now at Demon level, that's 500,000 points. Majin level stands at 700,000 points, with the in-between factor being Super Saiyan 3, which stands at 600,000 points. A small order. It's not too big of a distance, but it's enough of a distance to where you do have to put in a little bit of added work in order to get there. It's not that far from where I'm at now, so I can logically and ideally see that happening where I can become Majin level. I'm already sitting at Demon level, so it's not too far off. I want to do this for myself because I'm just not going to stand here in the FGC or Reddit or GameFAQs or forums posting about wanting to seek great games from the community, like I should be doing anyways, and seeking great games without having to go the extra mile. When instead, in those senses, when I want to be open about what I'm doing, I'm easily just going to be popping off dumb shit defending myself from egotistically misguided and superiority complex driven fools about crap that doesn't concern them. How do I know all this? Because this exact same crossroad, the exact same place I'm at right now, this ignorance has happened before in past instances unknowingly, from believing in the fact that players could try to accept me as I am after the work I put into the game. Clearly I was mistaken, and fuck it. I'd like to think that people can do better, or be better, but seeing is believing, and I'm still going to be forgotten because, hey, guess what, that's the way that it goes. So fuck it. Fuck them. And fuck this community to some sense. I have to do this my way in order to make sure I get my results, and that's exactly what I'm going to do while the power is still in my hand in which to do so. And so I aim to get the results I need and try to be happy. Whether this is to be assumed or otherwise, I'd rather not take the chance needlessly at this time to wait when I can just do something about it more appropriately, thus bettering myself in the correct sense, not the incorrect sense. Motherfuckers are gonna assume so damn much anyway. So what I'm going to do is just make myself visually stronger, and in terms of actually practicing myself silly, I'm also going to actually competently be stronger in the end. So I don't have to prove shit to people that already don't give a fuck in the first place about any of this, because that's the way that it goes. It's reality of 2020. Nobody gives a fuck about a lot of things unless it's about what they want or their interests, and even then they probably still don't give a fuck. And my next order of business is also going to be the reopening of my Call to Action series in the Dragon Ball Z community for the FGC scene out here. For those familiar with my work in the Dragon Ball Z competitive scene, I initially did these open segment. Well, for those that are not familiar, I should say, because if you're not familiar, then I wouldn't need to explain it. Alright, for those that aren't familiar with my work, I initially did these open segment matches throughout Xenoverse 2 to give a fair and honest 1 versus 1 chance to a set panel that I created for a number of determined, very bright, skillful, resourceful, occasionally trying of patience, and diverse base of Dragon Ball Z gamers and otakus. And I wasn't really disappointed, to be honest, as I learned the game better from having played these matches. In a sense, I had a nice chance to face off against a number of very interesting players throughout the Xenoverse 2 communities that wanted to fight me or sought a match with me. I got a lot better at the gameplay at that time. I had a good deal of momentum in my favor in which to get better and to thrive off of. And eventually, after many battles, I ended up at the doorstep of some of the biggest PvP players of this generation of Xenoverse gameplay. Namely, Gatebreaker or White Anime God or the official Nason. And I owe those guys a pretty good deal. I was able to get my face out there as another PvP person, even if I didn't end up as big as those guys. I'll be setting them up here in the DBFZ scene full time as well, to essentially duplicate that same success output here. So just like how I did this in Xenoverse, I can improve my skills, my diversity, the knowledge of characters, knowledge of better or improved defense tech options or offense options, pressure, and general adaptation here to better myself towards the goal of said rank endgame that I'm seeking in getting closer to achieving Majin. There's much more variety to see to now on a totally different horizon of the video game, and so I aim to try and learn this with everybody else as I'm here, because I don't want to miss a chance to be a part of the new generation of competitive players on this video game. I already got a pretty good start here getting my feet wet, and I want to keep it that way. The next step in my solidarity of this movement is introducing my code of conduct, which is essentially how I do my one-on-ones and the rules that which are to be abide by when doing my one-on-ones. The whole outline for this is set up on my Twitch, but I'll go over that real quick because I know half the people don't even know what the fuck my Twitch is, even though I already went through the trouble of clearly explaining what it is. Long story short, be respectful, follow the match guideline, play with a sense of honor or value in how you play, be patient, don't take the end result of a match to heart regardless of a win or a loss. Here, because people seem to rage quit so uniquely, if you rage quit, I automatically declare myself the winner, and fuck you and fuck off. Because I'm not going to deal with any titty baby bullshit trying to sit here and enjoy good games just because you can't take a loss with some dignity, or you can't win or be a respectful winner like other people or so few people in this fucking game. These said matches that I have that I'm going to be setting up, I'm going to be doing around the weekends more or less, as I'll both have time to make my schedule to do it, and I'll have time to be able to commit to these possibly long sessions. At this time, I'm not too focused on worrying about my color, just staying on top of training so I don't autopilot games unless I have to. Sustaining orange will be harder as it naturally will, I expect it to be. There are likely some times where I'll probably lose it, and that's okay. After a set time and competitive now, I'm actually able to regain it almost instantly in some games. Other times it'll still be a struggle, but it's a struggle that'll still lead me more or less back to the promised lands where I started from. And that's all fine with me. It's like a weird blessing of training having paid off after a set time of working with the same team on and off, and then you eventually just get the rhythm and you're good. So in recap, I'm going to try to work towards getting my level up to Majin from Demon rank. That way I can try and sustain a higher level of consistency. I need to get rematches with some of the people that I've already fought. I also need to try and see if I can get matches against streamers and YouTubers and people of this community that I have not fought yet. But in order for me to get those matches, I have to step up my own game even further than where it's at now, so that way people can take me seriously or take to heart what I'm saying is when I want to offer the match with them. But I have to step it up even more, that way they can take me seriously, or I can be taken seriously in these big match situations and not just be laughed at because of, again, what it looks like. And then 2, I'm going to also sit here and reopen up my one-on-one bid in the community and see where that goes in order to further my own beneficial gain. So fingers crossed that all this works. If it doesn't work, I'll just go back to the drawing board like usual. Thanks for sitting and staying with me, viewers. Peace until all are one.